Here we are in a wonderful world of wetlands.
A saturated land filled with the joys and wonders of our state, Ohio.
Hi, I'm Spike Ritzville.
And I'm Bubbles Bubblington.
And welcome back to Wacky Wetlands! So Spike, what even is a wetland? Well, a wetland is an area where the water sits on top of the soil year round. These areas have a lot more vegetation than regular ecosystems, which is what makes them so different from the aquatic ecosystems you can find.
Oh, I see. Okay, so things like marshes, bogs, swamps, and fens all count as wetlands?
Yeah, can you tell us more about those?
Well, a marsh has soft stem vegetation in saturated soils. These areas usually do not have trees and are mostly dominated by grasses. A swamp tends to have woody plants, like trees, and has standing water in parts of the year. Swamps tend to have very saturated soils, which helps those woody plants grow.
That's so awesome. Those two are so cool. Let me talk about bogs. I love them. Bogs have a carpet moss that covers the floor of the ecosystem. They also have acidic waters that are filled with rainwater. I also really like fens. They're like bogs, but their water has a lower acidity and is very nutrient dense when it comes to the soil. It helps promote growth of grasses, sedges, rushes, and other grassy plants.
Man, wetlands are so cool.
Wetlands are totally cool.
It's pretty easy to bog down in a swamp of laughter here on Wacky Wetlands.
I could really go for a marsh right now. Do you know where I could find one here in Ohio?
You're just in luck. Here in Ohio, we have the McGee Marsh Wildlife Area, where you can check out all the awesome trails and boardwalks. It's a bit of a road trip, but it's definitely worth it. Do you know of any swamps here in Ohio?
I do! Here in Ohio we have the Morgan Swamp Reserve. It's one of the largest wetlands in Ohio with over 2,000 acres of land.
And you know what they say? The swamp is a pretty wonderful place to relax!
Well, my mind is really boggled by that fantastic idea.
Speaking of bogs, Ohio has some strange bogs that can also be considered fens. The Cedar Bog Nature Preserve is one of Ohio's most unique wetlands, as it counts as both a fen and a bog depending on the time of year.
This is all so cool. Let's go out into the world and explore these habitats.
Here we are in one of our local wetlands, and today we're going to look at some of the critters we can find here.
Here in a wetland, you can see critters all the way from a blue heron to a tiny little salamander.
Speaking of salamanders, right here I have a spotted salamander.
Whoa!
You can usually find these guys along creek sides and under rocks. They thrive in wetlands because of this moist environment.
Look, there's a mallard. Mallards of all kinds of wetlands because of their moist texture and all of the vegetations, but they prefer mostly marshes and fens.
Man, all these critters are super cool. Let's take a look at how we can protect them. To the lab!
Welcome to our laboratories. Here we're going to look at some laws about wetlands. First, to be protected by law, you have to follow certain rules. If you want to put pavement over a wetland, you would have to move that wetland to a new area.
Ohio protects its wetlands through a combination of both state and federal regulations. Generally, you need a permit for activities that impact wetlands, such as filling in or dredging.
Wetland restoration offers a lot of environmental, social, and economic benefits. These include improving water quality, supporting biodiversity, and contributing to local economies.
Ooh, Spike, can wetland restoration help with climate change?
Yes, they do. They do this by sequestering carbon, which is the process of capturing and storing atmospheric carbon dioxide.
That's so cool. So wetlands can take the carbon dioxide in the air and they can use it in plants growing in them?
Exactly.
Oh, Spike, what's got you all down in the muck?
I just don't know how little old me can help with such a big problem.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Just remember, you can always start small with things like reducing your pollution and trying to conserve water when you can. And eventually, you can always start volunteering with an organization that does wetland restoration.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you can always grab one of your friends and go take them to go see a local wetland here in Ohio.
Thank you for the help, Bubbles. I really appreciate it.
Of course, Spike.
And thank you for watching this episode of Wacky Wetlands! Woo!
Wetlands, we have to protect them. The less we protect them, the weaker they get. Sometimes we think about factories, but something inside us says, no, no, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet.
Let's go! Girl, it's locked.
Restoration of wetlands is very important for many reasons. Wetland restoration offers social a lot of
Wetland must await social and economic benefits. I'll get there.
Not a wetland now.
That's just wetland.
Actually, it's not a wetland.
You wouldn't get it. It's a swamp thing.
It's a swamp thing.